And you thought you were having a bad week. Donald Trump just set a new record, and trust me, this isn't one he's going to be touting in those irritating, rambling Oval Office press conferences, even if it should be. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Yes, America is having a rough week. The ongoing government shutdown shows no signs of ending anytime soon, and earlier, House Speaker Mike Tiny Johnson made this outrageous claim.
We're rounding into a holiday season, as we all know, and we're in the middle of the height of the football season. This is peak travel time for the U.S. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are going to travel to football games this weekend, for example. And if the current trajectory continues, many Americans could miss watching their favorite teams and reconnecting with friends and family. So football fans, hey, if you're stuck in the airport this weekend while your favorite team is about to kick off, you can blame the Democrats for that, all right?
Wouldn't it be nice to know he's working to resolve the situation rather than sitting and encouraging pointing of fingers? Of course, that would require him to actually do his job, which he's not actually very good at. See our other videos for more proof. Oh, and we just have to include this statement of the obvious from Representative Lisa McClain of Michigan, which she uttered in the same press conference.
Because the questions that I get is, why do you think that's bad? Are you kidding me? I mean, we have lost our minds. They've lost their minds.
And it gets worse, so stick around. Adding to the stress of the shutdown, there's the matter of President Taco demolishing the White House to build a new and very hideous ballroom.
There's a relative, nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader, we have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people.
Dude, that's our house. Trump can't just demolish it. I find it so ironic that the man who decried renaming army bases or removing statues of Confederate generals, people who literally tried to dissolve the United States and who are responsible for the worst armed conflict on American soil in history, Trump loves to decry removing them as a loss of heritage, but he's actually bulldozing the frickin' White House. And by the way, I ask you this, dear viewer. Who do you know that would spend more than $200 million to build a new ballroom in a house if he planned to move out in 3 years? Think about that one. Still, if it's bad for us, there's some comfort in knowing it's actually going worse for Trump. Not that I'm sure he's noticed. Given all the tumult in the nation, CNN has come forward with a new analysis of polling data surrounding the White House demolition, the shutdown, the tariffs, and all the other Trumpian rot. As it turns out, Trump just made history and beat his own records as the worst president ever.
Yeah, my mama was a doctor, and I think she'd look at these numbers and say that Donald Trump's doing absolutely awful in the minds of the American people. What are we talking about? We're talking about new lows for Donald Trump. He's hit new lows for himself. Trump's economic net approval rating hits lows with these pollsters. CNBC, look at this. Down now, minus 13 points on the net approval rating on the economy. You come to this side of the screen, it's minus 19 points among Quinnipiac. And keep in mind, we're talking about hitting record lows for Donald Trump in either his first term, which of course ended back in 2021, or his second term, which is ongoing right now. The bottom line is Donald Trump is at the lowest point ever in either of his terms.
But compare it to presidents historically.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Donald Trump is beating himself in the way you don't want to beat yourself, record lows, but let's compare it to other presidents. Well, let's take a look here. Okay, worst economic net approval ratings at this point among presidents since 1977. In the presidency, right, this is a new Donald Trump presidency. Look at this. He's the worst for any presidency at this point. How about the second term? Come to this side of the screen. Of course, Trump's in his second term. He's the worst for any president at their second term at this point. So Donald Trump isn't just beating himself with record lows. This is the lowest for any president ever at this point in either a presidency or for a second term. Donald Trump setting the types of records you simply put do not want to set.
How could the shutdown impact this? What are you looking at with this?
Yeah, okay. So you see that Donald Trump is right now at the trough in terms of his net approval rating on the economy. Well, if there's any economic blame to go around because of the shutdown, blame for any economic pain caused by the shutdown, well, look at this. Trump and the GOP gets 53%. You see Democrats here at 37%. Among independents, that key part in the center of the electorate, they're even more likely to blame Trump and the GOP at 58% versus 21% for the Dems. So the bottom line is this. Ahead of this key inflation report tomorrow, right now the grade for Donald Trump among the American people is really an F, at least compared to other presidents. And if the shutdown causes any more pain, that F could somehow become even worse. And I think the key question is, will that report tomorrow show Donald Trump in a worse position? Well, we'll just have to wait and see and find out, because at this particular point, the polling suggests that that inflation report tomorrow, if it follows the polls, will be, let's just say, not so hot to trot. But there's a reason why we'll get that inflation report, because that will be real data. This is polling data, which is often reflected in the real data, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Shocking numbers, aren't they? And keep in mind, these come from multiple polls, not just a single source. America is furious with the possibly syphilitic orange menace occupying the Oval Office, and things can't change fast enough. Americans need their health care subsidies. Farmers need to be able to sell their crops. People need to know their planes will take off on time and not collide with other planes. Federal workers need to get paid. And the Republican Party needs to get it together and end this shutdown by actually putting forward those priorities, not playing partisan football, not trying to kiss the ass of the pimple behind of Donald Trump, and not trying to finger point. Of course, we will keep you up to date on all these stories as they continue to break. In the meantime, call your representatives and make your voice heard. This is Occupy Democrats.